you are looking at these through a strictly historic lens, we can see they are more than just isolated facts. They represent three different ways that national identity was asserted or suppressed during the tumultuous turn of the 20th century. Here is the historic map that connects them. 1. The hryvnia, the currency of resistance, 1918. The hryvnia isn't just money, it was a declaration of independence. The context. In 1918, after the collapse of the Russian Empire, the newly formed Ukrainian People's Republic introduced the hryvnia. The tragedy. Just like the Apache nation's struggle, this attempt at sovereignty was short-lived. By 1921, the Bolsheviks had crushed the republic, and the hryvnia was replaced by the Soviet ruble. It would remain extinct throughout the entire lifetime of Mussolini and the active years of the Geronimo legend, only returning in 1996. Number 2, Mussolini and the Ukrainian question. While the hryvnia was suppressed by the Soviets, Mussolini was rising to power in Italy, 1922. He has a specific historic link to the region. The OUN in Rome, in the 1930s, the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists, OUN, saw Mussolini as a potential patron. They were so influenced by his brand of nationalism that they held their Second Great Congress in Rome, 1939. The betrayal. They hoped Mussolini would help restore a sovereign Ukraine, and thus the hryvnia. Instead, he prioritized his pact of steel with Hitler, who viewed Ukraine merely as Lebensraum, living space, rather than a nation deserving of its own currency or crown. Number 3, Geronimo, the last holdout spirit. Geronimo died in 1909, but his historic legacy was weaponized by both sides of the Atlantic during Mussolini's era. Propaganda. In the 1930s, Mussolini's press often used the plight of the red man, including Geronimo, as a rhetorical weapon against the U.S., calling Americans hypocrites for preaching democracy while having exterminated leaders like Geronimo. Military code. Paradoxically, while Mussolini's ally Hitler was invading Ukraine, the U.S. paratroopers, the 501st, began the tradition of shouting Geronimo in 1940. This name became a battle cry for the very soldiers who would eventually liberate Italy and topple Mussolini's regime. Historic comparison table. Focus. Mussolini, Geronimo, hryvnia. Core goal, expansion of empire, preservation of tribe, sovereignty of state. Status in 1939, at the peak of power, a ghostly legend symbol, an illegal ghost currency. Legacy, totalitarian warning, spirit of resistance, economic independence, the hidden thread. If you examine these together, you are looking at the birth of the modern world.